Thank you to all our generous members. We really appreciate your support. Thanks for protecting our drinking water.
Thank you for conserving 5,500 acres of land.
Thank you to our volunteers who helped to make this work possible.
I really believe that community service and community support is essential for having like a whole and happy life. For me, I feel that water is a key element for our existence, for life, and so it just kind of is what fit. And I feel like connecting and supporting the McKenzie River Trust is not just impacting us now, but it's also about impacting the future generations. The planting days, the volunteer days, it's something I look forward to each year. It's so much fun. It's one thing to give money and to contribute, which is wonderful, but there's something completely different about actually planting a tree and watching them grow and getting to see them through the years. And we invite people to bring their families out, and we really just enjoy the time together. It's a really bonding experience for us as a company. So where we're standing actually right now, we came to this for one of our first volunteer tree planting days 7 years ago. And when we came, this was an open field, and we planted all of these trees that you see behind us. And I remember a couple years coming back, and they were twice as high as I was, and now I don't think I can even count how high they are.
I first became acquainted with what was to become the McKenzie River Trust about 30 years ago when I met two of the early founders. They were at the Steamboat Inn, and I was there camping and fishing, and we got to know each other, and they explained what they were hoping to do in terms of a land trust here. Rivers have always been very important to me, so there was a common interest. The McKenzie River Trust uses the resources, particularly the financial resources that they get, in the wisest way I've seen. They invest it, and then they also then get good returns on that.
Well, we definitely have a lot to celebrate with this 30-year anniversary, and all of us are so eternally grateful and devoted to McKenzie River Trust. I was doing a job for about 20 years that required me to do a lot of travel. I was an educational consultant all over the United States, and I had a terrible carbon footprint. And I thought, if we could get some land and plant more trees, that would be one way that we could mitigate that. So we got property and didn't really know anything to do with it. And one of the properties is here, as you see right behind me. It's called the Andy Reesner Wildlife Preserve, and it's on Lorraine Highway. This is a place where people are free to come and walk around and enjoy the wildlife. The bird life here is wonderful. And we got involved with trying to restore. The opportunity came up to consider putting this in a conservation easement with McKenzie River Trust, which protects it in perpetuity and preserves the ecological values that we have here. I've never seen a better machine in my life in terms of McKenzie River Trust and how they operate. They have all the staff that's so competent and works so smoothly in getting connection with the people in our community, in protecting our lands, and doing the things that we need to right now to prepare us more for climate change.
Thank you to our conservation easement landowners for their stewardship and protection of their land.
Thank you, community, for helping us expand beyond the McKenzie into 8 different watersheds in this region.
Thanks for following us on social media.
When I first moved up here, started getting involved with the McKenzie River Trust when I got to see the fabulous work that they were doing with setting properties aside that could be restored to a natural state and help keep the water quality what it is for providing water for the city of Eugene. My wife Liz and I have been supporters of the trust. I don't know how many years now, but quite a few, and we've just seen the incredible work that the McKenzie River Trust does, but in collaboration with so many other organizations and corporations and government agencies. So one of the main reasons that we have been so supportive of the trust, aside from the great work they're doing, but the people at the trust that are doing this work are so passionate about what they do and bring so much to the table to protect this watershed
We've been collaborating with MRT for as long as I can remember. We had various service learning community-based projects that brought school children out to Green Island to help with their caregiving and the mulching. We've visited up at Fenbrock Reach, learning about restoration efforts up there. It's so exciting to have been working with MRT, to see it grow and to see the impact grow exponentially as more and more people get involved and get connected to their rivers. I'd really like to thank everyone who has supported McKenzie River Trust. The work they're doing is so critically important.
Thank you for 30 years of being with us, inside and outside. Here's to 30 more.
Thank you for 30